Hello and welcome to my nail corner. I am going to start out this video with a much requested demonstration of how I pop off my dip powder when I have used peel base on my nails. So I use this orange wood stick. I kind of find a place at the cuticle line where it's lifting. If you have builder gel on your nails, you want to be careful doing this because you can get under the edge of your builder gel and then you're really just prying builder gel off your nail, and you don't want to do that. Not only is it not great for your natural nail to pull anything off like that that's adhered to your nail, but then you're going to end up doing a fill, and nobody wants to do that when they're not mentally prepared for the time it takes. So that's what I do. I basically work at the edge. It's different each time. Like the other night, I was sitting watching a movie with my husband and decided I was ready to remove a mani, and I just started picking at it, and I got all 5 dip nails off in one solid piece. Other times it's like this, where maybe there's a part that's like a little more stuck. There's one that just kind of popped off the whole thing. It's a balancing act to like push it enough to get it to pop off, but like not pull at your builder gel. Or if you don't use builder gel and this is on your natural nail, you do just want to be careful because you don't want to pull off layers of your nail. So peel base is kind of a tricky balancing act. Everybody's natural nail constitution is different, so you might have more oily nail beds than somebody else. Somebody else might have really dry nail beds and be like, oh, I have to apply 2 or 3 layers of peel base for it to work how I want it to. Other people, they put 1 layer on and before the end of the night they're popping off and they're annoyed at that. So it's a bit of a balancing act and trial and error to find what works best for your constitution and whatever process you're using. So for me, my method is I use builder gel and I apply a gel top coat and then 1 layer of peel base all over my nail. That being said, you can see I have some residual product around the free edge, because even though I'm applying peel base to my entire nail, there is a part of my nail, or the builder gel on top of my nail, that has product adhered to it, because I want to seal in that mani. So as you can see here, I got a little stubborn one. I couldn't like find a good lifting spot or like a place to pry at it. So I got my file out, I run it around the cuticle line and sometimes the free edge, and that just kind of loosened it up for me, and then I was able to pop it off. So just be kind, be gentle, and then find what works for you. So this is a nail addition color that Shannon was kind enough to send over with several others that you'll be seeing coming up, and I think it's called Stormy Night. I'll make sure to list it in the description box. And then I have a triple D brand new color that's releasing on Monday, but I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. So I'm going to get into my application here. Again, this is Nail Addiption and this is Stormy Night, and I was super impressed with this color. Again, I've got her Nail Addiption base and top coat combo out, so that can be used, like it says, as your base and your top coat. And I've mentioned before, I think these liquids work really nicely, and I think they'd be really great especially for travel. They're smaller like bottles, not in what they hold but just in size in general, and I thought I would feel uncomfortable with kind of the smaller or shorter brush, not the actual brush but like the handle and brush and stem combined. But I honestly, every time I pull them out, I really enjoy working with them, and they'd be great for traveling because you just need 1 bottle for your base and top coat, and they're nice and tiny. And so you bring your activator and then your 1 bottle of base and top and your your dip powder, and you're good to go. So look how beautifully that applied in 1 dip. 1 dip of this color, and you'll notice as I go, because I'm about to tell you to look for it, that this is, I don't know if this is meant to be, in all honesty, like her truest black. I need to look at the website and see if she has like a black, but this was black in my opinion. It's black, or like the darkest charcoal you can get without being black. And it did not stain my cuticles. You'll see, I'll brush it off in between dips and there's no staining, none whatsoever. There's some kind of sorcery involved. I'm confident of that. It was a great powder to work with. And so I'm going to go and finish. I'm going to do 2 dips on 3 of my fingers, and then I'm going to come back and chat with you guys about this triple D dip that I'm about to use. It's also magical. So this is kind of a magical mani, and it's one of my favorites to date. I had so much fun with this look. It was one of those where I had an inspiration to work off of, and sometimes you do that and you're like, well, it was close, but it wasn't exactly what I was going for. This like surpassed what I had in mind, and I loved it so much. So I'm gonna finish dipping, and then I'll come back and chat with you guys a little more as we get into that Triple D new dip color. Okay, so one more thing to mention about the magic that happens over at Nail Addiption. How does she fit it in these jars? The jars look really tiny, and it's hard to tell from this angle, but I am like filling it to overflowing the rim of the jar, and I'm going like, how can I get all of this in there? I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she fills them so full, but they are filled to capacity. So it's truly deceiving how much you get. Like I said, the little mini jars, they look so itty bitty, but oh my gosh, they hold so. I'm like, I used the powder, I used some of it. It should fit, but it's amazing once it like is out in a cupcake liner and you try to pour it back in. Like, props to you if you can get it all in there. It's insane. Okay. So I'm sorry in advance for how chatty I am today, but I am so excited and I just have to share it all with you guys. So this color is called Hide and Seek. It is in the very first Triple D Diva box that released last week. And there are 3 colors in that Diva box that are exclusive to the box. This is the 4th color in the box. It is called Hide and Seek, and it is releasing on Monday night. I think Monday night. I'll keep you updated in my Instagram stories, or if you're in the Triple D group, you will see. I think it's going to be 6 p.m., but we'll see. It is a thermal dip powder. Look at that, how quickly it changed on my hand because my hand is warm. Oh my gosh, it was like dipping into a cloud. It was so, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, dipping into a cloud, or it felt like dipping into nothing. It was so light. And then look at how quickly that changed. Now, the cool part about this dip powder, given its name, Hide and Seek, is you'll look, it's not truly white on my nail. It's basic, it's called colorless. It's like almost clear with a little bit of milkiness to it, like a really, really, really light white or gray. It's amazing. So the transition from nearly clear, so colorless, to pretty much black, it's amazing. I don't know who comes up with this magic, but it's like, that's the only way to describe it. See, I'm speechless. It's magical. So Dodie, I cannot thank you enough for releasing this powder. I need a gallon of it. I need it in every color because I just can't stop thinking about all of the things to create with this. And I'm like a small child. I love a thermal color changer. Like when it's cold out in the winter, I go in and out and I'm like showing my husband, look at how it's changing. And he's not super enthusiastic about it, but my 5-year-old daughter is, so that works in my favor. Anyway, I'm going to do 2 dips of this color, this beautiful, amazing thermal, and then I'm going to dip and clear and then file and buff. And then I will be back for some stamping. Look at that, like the powder dropped off my finger into the cold powder in the cupcake liner, and it's like white and then it goes boop, right back to black. It's so cool. Like I said, I'm like a child and I just want to play with this all day. So hang in there, finish watching my application, and then or fast forward, whatever you want to do. But I'm going to be back in a little bit after I file and buff and show you guys some more sorcery. Okay, so I wanted to explain to you guys a little bit of what I'm doing here. This is glossy gel top coat. Now, you know my advice for longevity of wear, if you're applying a gel top coat on top of your dip powder, is to do gel base first. I skipped that step this time, not gonna lie. I was like, these probably won't be on my nails very long, but I should be in the habit of demonstrating the best tricks of the trade for you guys, so I apologize. If you're doing a gel top coat, I do advise gel base first. However, I wanted to try this trick. I've heard that if you're applying a matte top coat, which I will be doing, that if you do a glossy top coat underneath, it gives you a better outcome. So if you've ever used a matte top coat, you might notice it kind of acts like chrome, where it shows off any of your imperfections in your buffing and filing. So apparently if you apply a glossy top coat under your gel top or your matte top coat, it makes it that much smoother. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't find it that much different. To me, it would just be an extra step because I would be doing gel base and then glossy top and then matte top. Anyway, it's up to you if you want to try it, or if you're having issues with matte top looking perfectly smooth, give it a try. So you get to see what this mani would look like glossy right there. And now this is another brand new product that's releasing on Monday on the Triple D Dips website. It is their new gel matte top coat, and this was my first time using it, and I love it. I love it so much, and you're gonna see it in another mani coming up probably next week. What's funny, guys, is I'm not super into Halloween. It's not really my thing. I don't know. I love lots of holidays. Halloween, to me, like, I love dressing up the kids and taking them trick-or-treating, but I don't like get dressed up. I don't usually like throw a costume party or anything like that. But this year, a couple of these nail looks that I've done for Halloween are so, like, they're just my favorites. So I'm like, maybe I do like Halloween. I don't know. But this one and one I have coming up for you guys next week, they're probably my favorite manis this year, I think. So stay tuned for those. Look how matte that is. Look how great that turned out. It's so matte. I just love it. And the transition when you put your glossy hands into the light and then they come out matte, it's amazing. So I'm going to mess around with stamping a little bit here. I do include when I include when I'm including, but off camera. That's super helpful. I'm applying a sticky base coat because I was worried I was gonna mess around with the stamp on the stamper a little bit and that it would dry and then not stick to my nail. So I did apply a sticky base coat to my nail. That's Maniology. It's not totally necessary, but if you're going to be doing anything that might take a second and you're worried the polish might dry on your stamper, then a sticky base coat is going to be super helpful to make sure you get like a really good application of your stamp. So this is the stamp I went with. It's like a spooky tree in like a graveyard, and I didn't like the way it turned out, so I'm going to stamp it again. I hope it's not annoying to you guys that I include that in the video. I just want to show you guys that it doesn't always come out right the first time. It's not always the perfect final picture that you see. Granted, the picture's not perfect either. I see all the imperfections in all of my manis, and I'm sure you see them in your own, but I just want to show you guys that it's okay to make a mistake and try again. All of this stuff is trial and error, and I remind myself constantly, and girls that reach out to me with questions, that people go to school to learn these trades that we're just practicing at home and playing with on our own. So be patient with yourself. You can improve, and I've been at this. You guys, my birthday is tomorrow, Sunday the 11th, and the first dip powder kit I got was for my birthday 4 years ago. I asked for it from my husband, and I got the Revel French dip kit, and that was 4 years ago. So, and I still have so much learning to do, and I still learn all the time from other girls and their tricks. So just be patient with yourself. That's always what I preach, is it's gonna get better, and that's still the case 4 years later. So all that being said, I told you I was gonna be chatty today. I apologize. But here is that stamp. So I put that stamp on and loved it so much. Especially because I have a little bit of length to my nails. Not a ton, I've trimmed them down, but it allows that like ombre effect from a thermal where your tip is colder than the part of your nail that's attached to your finger. And so it stayed kind of dark, like an ombre from my free edge up my nail most of the time, and it was amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing this stamping, and then I am going to matte top coat over the stamping so that it's all matte. So I'll be back with you guys in the end with some final thoughts. Believe it or not, I will probably have more thoughts to share at the end of this, but hang in there and I'll be right back. Alright, so thanks for bearing with me through all my chattiness today and all the steps I took. I loved how this turned out. Don't forget to go to Triple D's website on Monday for Hide and Seek and the matte gel top coat. And they're also releasing a chrome pen, which is super cool, and I will be showcasing it for you guys in the coming weeks. I am finishing up as per usual with my Candi skincare Cuticle Candy. I love it. It keeps my cuticles healthy and moisturized, and down below there is a code Kate15 for 15% off on their website, should you be interested. Now I'm wiping these off with rubbing alcohol because I wanted the matte finish to really show through, and then I'm going to finish up by showing you guys a little demonstration of dipping into cold water and how that kind of transitions up my nails. You'll see it here in a second, and then I also have some pictures to show you guys how the stamp disappears when my nails are cold. So I hope you guys get this dip powder and have fun playing with it just like I did, and I love this Halloween look and hope you guys did too. So please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like this content, and don't forget to comment if you have any future suggestions for me. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I'll see you in my next vid. Bye now.